Okay, my name's Gabe Zollner. You know, I think I'd like a little bit of information from Congress and some of our senators. And I'm real curious to know if they've gone ahead and agreed that President Obama, along with his new Secretary of State, John Kerry, can send military weaponry to the Syrian rebels. And I'd also like to know how that's all being paid for, because we know it's happening. So I'd like to know if the Speaker, John Boehner, is funding this particular enterprise, because really what that is you're funding a war against a sovereign nation. That's really what this is all about. And, you know, Obama came out and he said that he recognizes the insurgents as being, you know, the chosen ones that are the choice of the Syrian people. Well, that's not the information that I get from people in Syria. Yeah. You see, Assad loves his people. He would not kill his people. He would not harm his people. His people have been his people for the last 40 years, initially with his father and then with him as ruler. Now, this administration that we have here, what do? They lie to us. Why? They want to distract, to deceive. That's what they want to do. You know? They lie to us. They tell us that Assad's slaughtering his own people. Who in their right mind would slaughter their own people? Nobody. The people that are being slaughtered by the insurgents, by the al-Qaeda, by the prisoners that were released from all these other countries' prisons so they would fight and try to depose Assad. Obama is desperate to oppose Assad. Yeah. I mean, he wants to do in Syria what he did in Libya and what he did in Egypt and what he intends to do in Jordan. And when that's all cleaned up, guess where he's going to focus next? Right here in good old America. You know, it amazes me that our senators and congressmen have their heads buried so deep in the sand that they either don't see this or they see this and they're complete morons. I don't know. It's one or the other. I got to believe it's more on the moron side, you know? Well, not really. I believe that they know the truth, but they're hoping that they'll become part of the new world order. Yeah, that's what I believe. You know, they're used to a certain luxurious lifestyle. They want to maintain that. They don't care about us. If they cared about us, Obama would have been gone a long time ago. You know, Nancy Pelosi would have been on a witness stand explaining to the American people how she was able to vet someone we know nothing about. Elena Kagan would be on a witness stand explaining what she knows about Obama's past. Obama spent, what, $4 million bearing his past? Donald Trump offered him another $5 million if he would reveal his past specific to Harvard, Occidental, and his passport. That's a total of $9 million that was sitting on the table. Yet, Obama wouldn't release the information. How stupid can the American people be not to understand why? How stupid and how corrupt can our senators and our congressmen be not to demand the release of that information? I mean, think about it. You got to be a complete moron not to understand why he allowed $5 million not to go to a charity of his choice by simply revealing documents, because those documents would incriminate him. They would prove that he attended Occidental and Harvard as a foreign exchange student. They would prove that he got there on an Indonesian passport. That's what they would prove. That is the only reason that those documents have been buried by Elena Kagan. And her payoff is a position on the Supreme Court. What does that tell us about the Supreme Court? It's no longer effective. It's no longer functional. That's what it tells me. What does it tell you? What does it tell you about our senators that do nothing to protect the American people. Nothing. They all voted to put all these other idiots into positions of power. Obama has his entire cabinet. He has his entire administration filled with radical, extremist Muslims. What do you think he's setting the stage for? Wake up, folks. But you know what? I don't think it matters. I think it's too late. They've allowed it to go too far, and no one is doing anything about anything. Yeah. No one is demanding the release of those documents. No one is demanding that he comes forward and explains his past. Nobody is. And you know why? You're either corrupt or you're stupid. I think it's a little bit of both. What do you think?